Welcome everyone to episode 205 of the Week in Review Setup. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown, a WWE action figure setup style. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, what I thought about the shows. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We opened up the show with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They entered the ring. They were talking about what happened, of course, this past Friday night on SmackDown, how they reunited and they joined together, because that's the only way that they're going to take down the Bloodline. They get interrupted by the Usos, and the Usos do have their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships draped over their shoulders at this point, and Kevin Owens had an idea. He looked at the Mania sign, and he's like, you know what, Usos? How about me and Sami versus you two at WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions? And Jimmy Uso first was like, if you think anything's happened at WrestleMania, you're wrong. But then Jay's like, we accept. I'm like, wait a minute. Jimmy literally just said nothing's going to happen. But I guess they're like, yeah, we could shut you two up. We could take you two out of WrestleMania. I'm all for it. So we got the Usos versus Kevin and Sami at Mania. I've been calling it for months, and I'm freaking excited, of course, because I'm going to be there. Banger uploads coming throughout that week. This was an amazing promo to open up the show. Of course, it ended in an all-out brawl after the Usos tried rushing the ring, taking out Kevin and Sami. But then Kevin and Sami kept the ring. I thought that was awesome. Montez Ford took on Austin Theory. Montez Ford looking for a little redemption, of course, after last week. Austin Theory did take out his tag team partner, Angelo Dawkins. This match wasn't horrible. This was the opening match of the night, and it was pretty decent. It was definitely pretty decent. In the end, Austin Theory did hit the A-Town down after a bunch of taunting of John Cena throughout the match. To Montez Ford, he picked up the victory. I enjoyed how Montez Ford sat in the lap of two fans in the crowd, and he's like, we'll see you after this short break. I'm like, oh my god, he knew the commercial was coming. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, he did take the L. Austin Theory, after the match, did grab the microphone, basically just said, Cena, I'll be waiting for you at Mania, just threatening Cena for Mania, of course. Moss went one-on-one with Mustafa Ali. Dolph Ziggler was watching backstage on a little Titantron, and this match did end like I thought it would. Omos decimated Mustafa Ali. He slammed him down to the mat with ease, and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. And of course, you could see the look on Dolph Ziggler's face backstage because Mustafa Ali was surprised that Omos beat Dolph Ziggler, but now Omos is beating Mustafa Ali, so now we're going to see what happens between Ali and Dolph, but I don't really care, to be honest. Omos is looking good going into WrestleMania to face Brock. I'll just say that. But as far as this match, really boring, obviously. It was an episode of Impulsive TV. Yes, I know that it's Kenny Omega. I'm posing that as Logan Paul. But yeah, Logan Paul was just basically bashing Seth Rollins, talking about how he knocked him out last week on Raw. He was talking about how he wishes the crowd liked him because he loves this and he's really talented at this. But then his mic cuts out, and I'm like, oh boy, they're having technical issues. But then they pan to Seth Rollins backstage, and he's messing with the audio, so then the crowd can't hear Logan Paul, and then he ends up coming out. He starts attacking Logan Paul. Goes pretty well until he gets knocked out again by Logan Paul on the outside. And Logan Paul's like, yeah, that's 2 times. That's 2 times. Seth Rollins better beat him in WrestleMania. That's all I'm saying. But as far as this promo goes, it wasn't bad. I actually kind of enjoyed this. Johnny Gargano went one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio. Damian Priest was on ringside for Dominic, as well as Dexter Lumis being on ringside for Johnny Gargano. This match wasn't bad. Dominic Mysterio did pick up the victory with a frog splash off the top rope to the back of Johnny Gargano. I thought that was a really unique frog splash. I did like that. And then after the match, he grabbed the mic, stood next to Damian Priest, and he's like, Ray, you will accept my WrestleMania challenge. Because next week, I guess Ray's family is going to be there, so Dominic said he's going to terrorize his mother or something to force Rey Mysterio to accept the WrestleMania match. You know that Ray's going to accept that match. It's only a matter of how that Dominic is going to, how he's going to make Ray do that. He's going to do something so devious, I guarantee you, and then Ray will have to accept. I've been saying that for weeks. The Rated R Superstar Edge cut a freaking insane, awesome promo backstage. It was just a head. It was literally just a head floating in midair. It was Edge backstage cutting a promo about the Hell in a Cell match that's going to be happening at WrestleMania, and he's like, I'm going to be the devil inside of the cell, and I want the demon out of Finn Balor. So basically saying, Finn Balor, put on that demon purple and black face paint, and let's go at it inside of the cell. And that's exactly what's going to happen, and I'm freaking excited to see what a Judgment Day demon Finn Balor is going to look like in figure form and in person at WrestleMania. I am so freaking hyped for that. But yeah, as far as Edge promo, that was so sick. I really did like that. Rhea Ripley cut a promo talking about how she's going to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. No doubt in her mind. She did get interrupted by Bayley and Damage Control. It turned into a match between Bayley and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wasn't even dressed for the occasion, but she still took the dub with a Riptide over Bayley after she got a little help, I guess, from Becky, Trish, and Lita. But yeah, they were just coming out to even the odds because Damage Control started getting involved. But then Rhea Ripley did a little eyes thing. She's like, I got my eye on you two, saying like, yeah, you guys aren't like helping me, but you guys just wanted to screw over Bayley and Damage Control because you guys have a match with the WrestleMania, which I completely understand. But yeah, Rhea looking really good going into WrestleMania, man. She took a dub over Bayley, former women's champion, and all she's got to do is get through Charlotte. Easy dub for Rhea at Mania, no doubt in my mind. Let's go. It was Ricochet going one-on-one with Chad Gable. Before this match, Chad Gable did have to recruit his number one guy, Otis, I should say, because the Maximum Male model, Maxine Dupree, is trying to recruit Otis. So Chad Gable had to get him back. He was able to get Otis on ringside for him, but then Maxine came out at the end of the match and took away Otis again. She took him away. I don't know why Otis keeps doing this. He should stay with Chad Gable. He's definitely way more successful with them. If he does join the MMM, he is definitely going to be on the fired list for sure. So as Otis was getting taken away, it distracted Chad Gable. And after that, Ricochet was able to hit a freaking pitch-perfect shooting star press on Chad Gable to pick up the victory. Literally a pitch-perfect shooting star press. This was amazing. And then Ricochet was able to pick up the dub. But dude, just get Otis and Gable back together already, like, because they're going to be in that fatal four-way tag team match at Mania, and I honestly want to see them take the dub. So get them back together, please, because they really deserve that win at WrestleMania. This is a great team in my opinion. Bianca Belair teamed up with her WrestleMania opponent Asuka to go up against Piper Niven. Yes, I didn't say Doudrop. And Chelsea Green. This tag team match was kind of boring. I wasn't really into it. I couldn't really get into it. But it was pretty cool at the end. Bianca Belair was able to hit a KOD on Piper Niven. Of course, Piper Niven's size, everybody was like, holy crap, which was pretty freaking insane to see Bianca pull that off. I was like, wow, that was epic. But then after the match, I guess they had a little controversy during the match, so Asuka started attacking Bianca Belair, and then Asuka literally just beat up Bianca Belair and then was left standing in the ring. I'm like, oh my gosh, she just took out Bianca. So that's a guaranteed dub for Bianca at WrestleMania, no doubt in my mind, baby. Asuka ain't winning that title back. But as far as the tag team match, it was kind of mid. It was Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes cutting a promo in the end of the show. Roman Reigns was flanked by Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. I love this promo. I really did. Roman Reigns kept bringing up the WrestleMania match and how Cody Rhodes left as being Stardust. He left AEW because he couldn't get over, and here he is again in WWE. So Roman Reigns was really calling him out. And then Cody called out Roman, what if I beat you after WrestleMania on April 3rd, you will know that Jay will leave you, Jimmy will leave you, Solo will leave you, and Paul Heyman will become an advocate again. I really, really enjoyed this promo. I really think it highlighted the main story of the promo. They got off the topic of Dusty Rhodes, because it's not about Dusty Rhodes. It's about Cody Rhodes, man. You know, obviously RIP to Dusty, but it's about Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. That's why he's like, dude, stop bringing up my father. I'm like, I agree, Cody, please, thank you. But then after that, Solo Sikoa got called out by Cody Rhodes because he's like, you've been glaring at me all night, Solo, what's the problem? You know, and then Roman's like, Solo, get out of that ring. We ain't doing this right now. We ain't doing this. So then Cody was just left in the ring. They hit his music. They ended the show, man. This was a freaking amazing promo. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it. It's on the WWE YouTube channel. But yes, guys, that was Monday Night Raw in a setup style. If you guys enjoyed this part of the video, feel free to drop your ranking down in the comments below. Continue watching, though, because we have to jump into SmackDown right after this. But my ranking for Monday Night Raw is... I'm going to be a little generous. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I think it well deserves a 3 out of 5. There was some solid action, good storytelling throughout this show, in my opinion. I'm going to give the show a 3 out of 5. I pleasantly enjoyed this show. Jumping into SmackDown, we are going to start with the opening of the show. The opener was Cody Rhodes. He was set to go one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser, and he did. Mid-match, Paul Heyman did make his presence felt at the entrance ramp, and then Solo came out a little bit after that. The match between Ludwig and Cody was pretty decent. Nothing too crazy special. Obviously, they want to keep Cody in good shape, of course, for his match coming up against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes was able to pick up the victory with the Crossroads, even with the little distraction from Paul Heyman on ringside. After the match, Paul Heyman got in the ring and said, this Monday, you will go one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. And Cody's like, I probably shouldn't accept a match of that caliber 6 nights before the biggest match of my life, but screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. So Cody's going to be facing Solo on Monday Night Raw, and yes, I do know that it's Jimmy Uso, but I had to throw some Uso in there. So that's going to be a really good match, though. Solo, Cody, Raw, that's got me excited. As far as this opener, though, not bad. Charlotte Charlotte Flair had come out, cut a promo, nothing special, basically talking about her 14-time world championship reigns, her legacy as a Flair. Nothing really about Rhea, which I thought was kind of shocking. I thought they were going to make this a lot about Rhea here. Maybe Rhea interrupts and they maybe cut another promo or it leads to a match, but no, nothing. Charlotte sort of just cuts a promo about herself and then sort of just walks off. I found this really pointless and lame. Speaking about not pointless and lame, Rey Mysterio had a match with LA Knight one-on-one. This match was pretty freaking decent. LA Knight's definitely got something. Yeah, and I would love to see him in a match at WrestleMania or in the Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal popping up next Friday. Hopefully he maybe could win, but I think it might be Bobby Lashley since they canceled his match with Bray, which was super unfortunate. Getting back on topic though, Rey Mysterio did go one-on-one with LA Knight. Match wasn't bad. Dominic interrupted and he pulled the leg of Rey, forcing LA Knight to take advantage of that and pin Rey Mysterio 1, 2, 3. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? Obviously, Rey's son is taking advantage of him and, take advantage of that and pin Rey 1, 2, 3. Big win for LA Knight. After the match, Dominic Mysterio asked for the match again from Rey Mysterio, and Rey's like, nope, gets out of the ring, starts walking up the ramp. I'm like, do not drag this another week. We need to know if we're going to be getting this match. But then he walked over by his mama as well as his sister Aaliyah, who were on ringside right here, and he's like, hey, mom. And then his mom was about to start talking, and then he's like, shut up. And then Rey had to come back. And I knew Dominic was going to do something so devious, like yell and tell his mother to shut up. And then Rey Mysterio finally snapped and did a massive right hand to the face of Dominic Mysterio, pointed at the Mania sign and said, you got your match at WrestleMania. So this could be Rey Mysterio's last match, and he could retire at this WrestleMania. And the thing that's crazy is, I'm going to be there. But as far as how they did this, I really enjoyed this. This was my favorite part about this entire show. This Rey Mysterio finally snapping and punching his son right in the mouth. Shotzi and Natalya went up against Lacey Evans and Xia Li in a tag team match. This match was nothing special. Raquel and Liv were on ringside, and Shotzi and Natalya were able to pick up the victory pretty easily, gaining them an opportunity in the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match at WrestleMania, which is pretty cool. So they're in the match, Raquel and Liv are in the match, and then we also figured out right after the match that it's also going to be Shayna and Ronda in that Fatal 4-Way as well. And I don't even know who the fourth team is. They'll probably announce it on Monday Night Raw. But I got Shayna and Ronda. I don't even care who that fourth team is. I hope it's Shayna and Ronda. I feel like they're the best, hottest tag team in this Fatal 4-Way, and I'm very curious to see who is going to win, but I do think it's going to be Shayna and Ronda. But as far as this tag team match between Shotzi, Natalya, Xia Li, and Lacey Evans, very, very mid. It was a contract signing between these three men, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, as well as the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. This contract signing technically didn't really end up in an all-out brawl between these three men. It ended in an all-out brawl between Butch and Gunther. After they all signed the contract, Gunther started getting in the face of Adam Pearce. Butch jumped over the table, which is technically Pete Dunne, and then that led to a match. Pete Dunne versus Walter, dude. That just sounds amazing coming off the tongue, but when you upgrade their names, it was Butch versus Gunther. It's like, wait a minute. What? It's just weird, but I had to remind myself, I'm like, that's Pete Dunne and Gunther in the same ring. We've seen them fight and have kick-ass matches in the past, and this one wasn't as good as their matches in the past, but it was still decent, I guess. Gunther was able to pick up the victory with a nice little side slam to Butch, sort of landing on the back of his neck. That's what I love about Gunther, though. He's always switching up his moveset, always switching up his finisher. It's not like he ends the match with the same move every time. It's always different. That's what I love about Gunther. But yeah, he was able to put away Butch, and then it ended in all-out brawl with Sheamus, Drew, Ridge, and then Drew McIntyre went for a Claymore on Gunther, but it looked like he was about to hit the Claymore on Sheamus. So who was he aiming for? Sheamus, his buddy, or was he aiming for Gunther? So it's just, leaving us with a little controversy going into the match at WrestleMania, like, oh, are Drew and Sheamus on the same page? Well, they're not going to have to be on the same page because it's a triple threat match, every man for himself. And I am looking for this. I'm looking forward to this match. This could steal the show. at WrestleMania. Just saying. It was our main event, if you will, of the show. It was an episode of the KO Show with special guest Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and KO came out very reminiscent to the Sami honorary Uce shirt that he received a couple months back. Kevin Owens honored Sami Zayn with a shirt of his own, and it was WrestleZania and a KO Mania t-shirt back to back on the shirt, which I thought was really cool. They both were wearing them, and they were celebrating with them, so you got to think that's what they're going to be wearing at WrestleMania, I would assume. And I hope we get figures of them because the shirt's pretty cool. I like it. It definitely highlights the tag team of Sami and Kevin, so hopefully we do get figures of them. But anyways, they get attacked by the Usos literally right after they introduce the shirts, and they start hugging, and then, you know, little super kick to Kevin, a big 1D to Sami Zayn, then they sort of yeet up out of there before KO can get the revenge. So sort of giving the Usos the last laugh here. Obviously, we have one more SmackDown before WrestleMania, as well as one more Raw. Who will get the last laugh, and who will leave WrestleMania with the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions? This match is so tough for me to predict. Is it the Usos, or is it Zayn and Kevin? It's just, stay tuned for the prediction video. It's going to be dropping early, so you guys got some time to watch it before WrestleMania itself. And stay tuned for a bunch of WrestleMania videos, because obviously you guys already know that I'm going to WrestleMania, so I'm going to be filming stuff in the Superstore, filming stuff at WrestleMania. It's going to be a lot of fun, so definitely stay tuned for it. And I really began enjoyed this week in review. SmackDown this week, I'm going to give a solid 2 out of 5. I thought it was a pretty weak show, but I really enjoyed some certain things, this being my favorite. I loved this so much. But yeah, guys, that was the week in review. I really guys enjoyed. If you guys want to let me know your rankings for the shows down in the comments down below, I would love that, and I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to the channel. Bretto Live out.